Hi, this is Fred from We Love Paving. In continuation, we're going to show you video clips of the what's included in the quotes that we have prepared for you. Again, thank you for the opportunity, and we would like definitely to be part of your vendors here. So please take a look and review. Thanks. So we're going back out here, showing you the rest of the scope of work. So here's that corner again. I already added this corner. Um, this is another area here on the brick. This is another area on the brick. You can see it's chipped there. This is another corner in the brick. So walking forward, here's another corner. So pretty much every corner. So this one pretty much will fill these gaps with grout or mortar material. We'll probably replace that brick. This other one as well. This other one that's chipped as well. We'll put new brick here. We'll cut it, make sure it looks nice. That corner. Then moving out here, this other piece, this one brick. And let's see. Over here, so we see we can just grout this again. Going towards here, we can do a type of fix here as well. We can either grout this, maybe remove that top brick, and maybe put one that's slightly slanted so that it matches one end to the other end that's higher. So it'll be like a somewhat of a sideways brick there. Just to make sure it's even, there's no sharp edges there. So pretty much as the low point will match up with the high point and like a slightly slanted brick, and the rest of the cracks or gaps will be filled with new mortar material. So this, I think we can do this to prevent replacing that whole wall completely. Moving onward, so here you can see there's another crack there. So we'll just fill that with mortar to make it look more physically, aesthetically pleasing. Now walking here towards the center, so as you can see, those colored concrete slabs, where the drains are in the middle, they're raised pretty much on all edges. The best way to remedy this would be to remove it and replace it with brand new concrete. We'll try to do a similar colored concrete to match it. We'll do all. There's 4 on this end and 4 on the other side of the pool, and they all have the same problem. They're raised. They either pour them raised or the brick pavers on the side settled. Because as you see, as I dragging my feet there, it gets stuck on that, leaving a tripping hazard. So as you can see, as I'm kicking the side of the slab, it's pretty raised, so it's definitely a tripping hazard there. So we need to redo that, and the best solution is to lower that slab by repouring it rather than raising the brick pavers around, because we have to push the water inward into the drain. We just raise the pavers up, pretty much what you're going to cause push the water outwards. So we want to lower the slab instead. Jackhammer that out, demo it, and if needed, we might need to lower the drain. Maybe not, just as long as there's enough slope into that, so we can push all the water from the corner of every brick pavers down into that slab and down into the drain. So now over here, we're measuring this area, this run, because it's lower, as you can see there by Jason's feet. This other one as well seems to be somewhat problematic on some areas, so we're just going to measure it from end to end. And so as you can see here on the sides, as rolling the camera there on the sides, you can see, so lower in the angle, you can see it's settled, this whole strip of brick pavers. So we pretty much just want to remove them, add more bedding, more sand, compact it, and add the brick pavers on top. We can use the same ones if they're salvageable. More likely they are. If it's just placed on regular sand, it is. If it's placed like on that cement sand or any type of mortar, then more likely we'll have to replace the bricks and install brand new ones. but I'm gonna quote it just as just salvaging the same bricks and just installing them again. So pretty much removing and resetting. So I'm measuring this area as well. Around the planters is like a loop. Goes around these planters. So all these pavers have settled. So we want to remove, reset them, use the same brick, and just raise them up so it's level to remove any. As you can see, I'm dragging my feet and it hits the side of that concrete slab. So especially in a public area, I mean like a theme park, it's very important to take care of these problematic areas. So we're walking this whole run, this whole brick paver band. So we're getting the measurement. We'll add this to the quote that we'll prepare for you.
Yeah, so this looks okay. So we're not gonna include it on
let's see, we have here.
I think this is okay.
I'm not sure. I think this seems to be okay. Let's glance over here. What we see walking towards this area, we're inspecting area by area as we walk, just to make sure we don't miss any areas. This seems to look fine.
Did he mention anything out here? No. She looks fine.
Let's see.
Right. Now, so we can show this is
So I think this is an area of problem here. You can see the metal boxes are higher, so we need to raise the brick pavers up. Otherwise, someone walking towards the trash can might just trip, hitting their feet into that raised metal box. So probably like from side to side of that metal box, it's probably like 4 feet, and maybe like another 4 feet back. And then on this other side as well, 4 feet, which is a width of that metal box, which seems to be, and then another 4 feet back. So it'll be just like removing and resetting those brick pavers, making sure that it's level and flush with that metal box. Now walking here towards the main entrance of the park, this main corridor. I don't recall exactly here what was the area of problem, or what was the goal in this area. If the project manager or the construction manager, requested a quote or a bid on removing and resetting all these brick pavers, or what was the problem. I don't know if they had water settling issues like puddling, or what. There's areas that seem to be like settling, as far as maybe we do need to rework this area. So what we're going to do, I'm going to ask Jason to just kind of measure like the main corridor in the center, to just remove them and kind of rework the base, the base rock and the bedding, and then after compacting and make sure it's regraded properly with the right slopes and the right grading, we install the brick pavers again. So I guess that was what he wanted, because otherwise, I think that would be the main thing that we can quote on. So we'll just take measurements from side to side, and then the whole length of this corridor. And also because it's the entrance, want to make sure it's presentable. And there's that drain, as you can see. So all water and slope should be directing towards this drain, because that's where the water collection takes place. So we'll do that. So let's see.
Hey Jason, can you come out here and measure maybe like side to side, and maybe take the run in the center? So we would like to quote them to remove and replace.
So we're going to do that.
Yeah, maybe like what?
So I believe from side to side is probably like a 30 or 40 feet. And then from the length, from this drain all the way out,
That's 10?
I have it down somewhere. It's here.
So another 10? Yeah, see what you have.
So just removing and resetting this area.
So right there, how much do we have?
180.
180. And let's say from side to side, what, it's like 30 or 40? Yeah, a little bit, like there. Measure towards this end. Like just the center where the main corridor is. Continue. What's there? 33? Okay, so maybe like 35, like all the center.
Okay, so now we're moving towards this area. This is a very high traffic area and heavy vehicle traffic area. I believe this is where like the main deliveries take place. A lot of heavy vehicles and heavy trucks go through here. As you can see, the tires there as the tire marks pretty much. The brick pavers are settling exactly where the tires run through. So and as the brick pavers rub on each other as the trucks come by, and they move, they kind of wiggle in place, they chip, because they rub on the edges. So that's why you see all the brick pavers here broken pretty much on the edges, like chipped. So here the remedy would be we would need to remove all this brick, and we need to compact the base, rework it, make sure it's super strong, compact it very much so that we can prevent this from happening again. Um, and it's not like it's not gonna ever happen again, but at least what we can do is we can prepare the base properly so that we prolong the lifespan and we prevent this from happening soon. So therefore, the occurrence of this it's minimized and controlled. And here we pretty much need to do brand new brick pavers because I don't think they're salvageable because they're really chipped and they look really bad. So more likely we'll do from end to end all this center section between the runs and the planners. Pretty much we can quote on getting a brand new brick pavers. That's that next by Panda Express. So all that you can see is bad. Now here there's another trouble area. As you can see, I'm gonna have Jason measure this little to find out the square footage of this area. As you can see, we need to rework this and also install new pavers. Now here there's another run that's problematic. This band. So we're gonna measure it, and here let's see. So that's one problematic area, and here's another one. As you can see, we're kicking the side of the slab, and it's definitely high there. So the bricks have settled, the pavers. So we need to raise them up. So we'll reset them, and lay them again at a higher point so that it meets flush with that slab, and therefore eliminating that hazard. So we're gonna take the measurement there, side to side. So this is right between what is that, Subway? Yeah, like right across from Subway and Panda Express. So let's here one of these areas that we need to rework the pavers. Now we're here by the arcade. In the firehouse, there's like a raised concrete slab here. So I'm suggesting that we grind this down, just the edges slightly of the concrete slab, just so it matches here where I'm dragging my shoe on, just so it matches the pavers there. So to minimize that raised area, that's a quicker way also rather than raising all the pavers up. So we'll just grind it here real quick. We'll add this to the quote. And here also I'm kicking the side of the slab, and my shoe gets stuck pretty much on this. So we'll do some grinding here on the concrete. And yeah, that'll take care of it. So we're gonna measure the linear feet of this. Is right in Hometown Arcade. And just to get an idea how much we need to add. So that's probably somewhere around there in front of that door. So we're going to start running the measuring wheel, and continue on to this other one, and we'll record this length. Now over here there's another planter, like this planter. So I think that it's kind of raised up there, so we probably need to grind the concrete slab down. This like concrete walkway area. And yeah, so we can do that and just do it quicker as well. We can also, solution would be to raise the brick pavers up, but that's possibly a lot more work. So I don't know. It's a matter of balancing what do you prefer. A lower cost versus a higher cost. But I think we should just grind this down and just keep it low cost. Um, and yeah, it'll eliminate that high point there, separating the concrete from the pavers. So we can just grind that all that edge. So let's see where. Okay, so I think that seems to be problematic here. Those pavers around there. So we're gonna grab the measurements there to figure out a square footage. So we'll remove that. We'll salvage the brick pavers and reset them. Um, they seem to be fair condition. I don't think they're chipped. I can't tell here, but they seem to be fine. So back here, let's see, by the flying chairs. So this, we can probably raise this run, the pavers here. We can raise these up, remove them and set them back in place. And making them flush with the concrete on both sides. They seem to be settled, so we'll grab the measurement. So let's see. Well, I think, yeah, so we're just inspecting every band, every run. Okay, so here in this loop of pavers around these planters, there's areas on and off that are settled, like lower, and others are fine. So we'll just grab an average of just the linear feet of this run of pavers that need to be worked, and we'll add it to the calculations to the quote as one of the line items in case you want to add, do this area, reset it, and let's take a look. So there's by the carousel. So around this area where there's like the popcorn vintage cart and this metal box. So yep, we will just do the affected area. So over here near the umbrellas and the eating tables, the brick pavers seem to be settled. They're lower than the concrete. So as you can see, the chairs there are rock back and forth, or they get stuck on that. So you can see the rocking of the chair, and also with someone's there, like they want to scoot back on the chair, slide back, they're gonna get stuck on that concrete slab. So we probably need to factor this into a quote. So for pricing, so as you can see, the concrete is higher than the pavers. So we need to remove them, reset them, add more bedding, compact it, install the pavers, compact the pavers, and install the sand between them. So we'll do that there. We'll calculate it. So it's in front of the, what is that, churros. And okay, so here there's another run pavers that we need to fix. As you can see, kicking my shoe into the side of that slab, we definitely need to rework this area. Also, all this edge pointing with the measuring wheel needs to be reworked. I mean, the concrete is raised, so we need to rework the pavers. We need to raise them up, compact, install the bedding, raise them up so that it's up to the height of the concrete slab. So I'm having Jason measure the width and then the length of from this point all the way to that other point to factor this in. And yeah, we'll definitely do that. So checking up upon here, this other area in front of Snoopy Rocks. So I think that area seems to be fine. So we're just walking towards this way. So just glancing side to side, see if we spot anything. Okay, so here, I think this loop of pavers around this planter, around this tree, I think it's settled. So I'm just gonna take the measurements to price this as well, to raise it up to the concrete slab. So as you can see, kicking the side of the slab, it is definitely an area
and
of concern that we need to
what
work.
sections you want to do.
Raise the pavers up
Quote in this video.
to eliminate that
So
tripping
this is
area.
settled lower than the
So
asphalt.
pretty much the
So
whole,
I mean,
all around the perimeter, all the pavers there.
we
So we'll raise them up.
can. So yeah, this is very
Probably need to raise them up
yeah.
completely so that we don't,
So
yeah, so that we send water the right way.
Cross Snoopy Rock still.
Let's see. So there's right by Delta Flyer. So that's that loop.
So now
And there's this section right in front of Delta Flyer as well.
and the entrance
That
to this, maybe
maybe when someone just walking there, they can just trip on that
water needs to go out.
on that concrete slab, as you can see on that angle.
So
It's not like we need to remove the whole paver area. Maybe just like somewhere
I think
around
there's no
here,
slope, so that
maybe
we
like
should
10
only-
feet,
we should only
maybe around
start-
here, or maybe less, maybe like around
start
here.
raising it up a little bit.
So just like around 10 feet away from that concrete, just remove this area and reset them. Add more bedding, compact it,
Let's say 10
make
feet
sure
out
this,
from
we prevent this from happening again,
the lower
and
edge.
reset the brick pavers properly up to the height of the concrete slab.
Yeah.
And that way we eliminate this lower point in the brick pavers. So we'll raise this whole area up.
You can put 'em on
And here pretty much is the other side. There seems to be like we came across this asphalt where the water is settling, or where it's ponding because the asphalt is settling. So we kind of need to maybe add this to the quote. These pothole repairs with some patching, some overlays. So I'm not sure if this is of interest for you to repair, but yeah, we can definitely add this to the quote. And maybe even in the future, if you want us to seal coat and overcoat this whole asphalt area so it looks nice and black, we can also quote you for that in the future. Just let us know and we can come back and measure
along this
the
area.
whole asphalt surface.
So
So
that's
that
it.
way, not only do you protect it, but you also
Alright,
prevent
so
more
that's the
cracks
end of
and
this.
more damage
This is We Love
with the
Paving,
seal coat.
and we'll be preparing this coat for you, and we'll send it out your way. And we're out here at Pavilion Plaza, and yeah, this is Fred, and you'll be hearing from me soon. All right, thanks. Bye bye.